Right. Well, good morning, everyone. It is morning where we are, anyway. This is SOTUesday for June the 21st, 2016. We are recording this on the 20th, which is the actual day of the solstice, and we're approximately 9 hours before the solstice will actually get here. So we are leading up to the energy, let us say, of the longest day of the year, if for nothing else. And for those of you in the southern hemisphere, the shortest day of the year. But we are primarily here to speak to those of you that are in the northern hemisphere for this video. And you are primarily the people that we are here to speak to anyway, for it is our purpose to seek to try to have you understand the energies that are involved in the dynamics that you are already involved in and already adding to in your own way, in your own shape, by your own beliefs and your own judgments, by your own what shall we say, ways that you treat other people and the ways that you expect to be treated yourselves. And so there is a certain dynamic of a tradition within the those of you that live in the northern hemisphere that we would suggest you need to be understood and to need to be questioned at this point. For we would say to you that all of you are about to experience a crescendo of energy, a crescendo of energy that has been building for many, many years. Now, over the previous few weeks, we have been speaking to you about the reflections of your personal realities and how you are all on a metaphysical journey and an individual metaphysical journey. Where your purpose is to achieve new levels of experience, new levels of understanding, new levels of wisdom. In other words, the expansion of consciousness from the time that one enters the womb until the time that one departs the end of one's lifetime. It is a period within a linear reality that is intended to allow you to build wisdom and experience. And so that is the dynamic that is you are all involved in. And yet, at the same time, the dualistic nature of your reality says to you that you are going to be involved in a greater dance of co-creation, a greater dance of the divine. And, when we speak to you, we are primarily speaking to Northern Hemisphere, but we're speaking to all of you. We're speaking to you whether you are born on this planet or not. We are speaking to you whether you think you have an innate understanding of the divine movement of all things, but you do not. Even those of you that think that you are in control of everything, you are not. And so we would suggest to you that there is a certain dynamic of movement that has been at play here, in which all of you think that you have been, so many of you think have been so smart in your movements that there's not going to be any repercussions from the dynamics. Well, that is not really true, because energy is a dynamic that is built upon beliefs and judgments. And that dynamic of energy, that wave of energy, has been building for years, and you can no more avoid that way of energy than you can avoid breathing, because it has been created. It has been something that you have added to, if not through your own active dynamic of creation, through your own dynamic of allowance. You have either created your reality or you have allowed others to create it for you. And so you find yourselves at this crescendo of energy, at this longest day of the year, of this longest energy of time, facing a dynamic that, so many voices in your reality are screaming gloom and doom. So many voices in your alternative internet are screaming financial collapse about to happen, and all of that. They're adding to the voices, and so the beliefs grow, and so the dynamics of the judgments of those beliefs are fulfilled, and so belief builds upon belief, builds upon belief, builds upon belief, and eventually the dam has to break, doesn't it? Unless you refuse to play in those realms. Unless you separate yourself from that dynamic of energy, and you understand that even though you are riding your own surfboard, and you might be able to have a prescient vision where you can be prepared and see what is ahead of you, and so steer a little bit one way or a little bit the other way in order to avoid the obstacles that others might trip over. You are still headed in that dynamic of energy that at this point in time, from the summer solstice, looking ahead to the fall equinox, we would suggest to you that just as everything moves and grows in the northern hemisphere at this time of year, so too is your reality going to coalesce to a point where by the fall you will understand so much more of the movement of your reality, of which you are involved in. And we say to you, dear ones, the way to avoid the cacophony of chaos that is headed in your direction is to answer the question. Each of you are going to be given the opportunity. As individuals, each of you are being asked, who will you be? Who will you be as a species? Who will you be as individuals? So pay attention to the reflections of your reality. Pay attention to the reflections of personal irony. Those things that seem ironic to you are. Understand, you are involved in a great dance of co-creation. From our perspective, earthly humanity is moving to the next level of understanding, the next level of wisdom. But it will not happen until each of you answers the question for yourself. And it's not like there is a price to be paid in any way, shape, or form, that if you do it wrong, that you're going to rot in hell or anything like that. You will just try again. But just as the energy of this crescendo has been building for many decades, this is the energy in this time and space on June the 21st, 2016, that each of you, in your own way, are facing what you came here to face. We love you all so very, very much. Remember to breathe. Remember to remember the happiness. Remember that as you are given choices, to make the ones that are in the best interest of all. We love you so very, very much, and so until the next time we close, sending you peace. How ironic is that? sending you happiness. Remember as much as you can. Sending you joy. Do you even remember a time of joy?